Well, Cessnock going as 2017 coach. He's back in the Newcastle Rugby League doing what he loves. Steve Kidd, good to be back, mate.
Yeah, it is good to be back a couple of years away from it. So, I enjoyed my time at Cessnock in 2014. So, looking forward to getting up there and getting to work with the boys for 2017.
Yeah, you spent a little bit of time last year at Central?
Yeah, I had a couple of years just down there helping Rowan. I really enjoyed it. It was a little bit of a backward step for me, but I enjoyed not having the pressure of being the coach and just turned up and did what he wanted me to do, and I enjoyed it. But I definitely that made me hungry to get back into the coaching ranks. That's for sure.
So a fairly easy decision to get back amongst it.
Yeah, it was. I went and spoke to the committee out there at Cessnock, and I walked away, and I pretty much knew that that I wanted to go there, and they made me feel like I was their priority. So it was a pretty easy decision to jump back on board.
Yeah, because it's not your first time that you've been up there in a head sort of coach role, is it? I mean, you were there a few years ago. Yeah,
I was there in 2014 and jumped into the gig pretty late. I think it was late November that I jumped in and everything was sort of in place. This will be a little bit different. I've been able to come in and have a look at their squad and areas where we need to improve, and been able to sign a few blokes. So it's a different sort of thing, but like I said, last time I was there I thoroughly enjoyed it, and the fans are terrific, the committee was great, and the players were terrific as well. So it was an easy call to go back up there, and I just can't wait to get into it.
And I guess too, that stadium up there too, when it's packed, it's one hell of a place to be.
Yeah, you can get it going on a Saturday arvo. It's when the club's going well, and the fans seem to come out and really get behind them. So it's a terrific town for footy. It's a big rugby league town, and I love it. It's a very passionate sporting town. So as long as we can get some results on the field, then crowds roll through the gates, and hopefully that's what happens in 2017.
So what's the plan between now and probably the trials next year? Is it just a matter of going through what you've got and what you'd like to add to it? Yeah,
we've pretty much done that. There was areas within the squad that we looked to improve. We've first and foremost tried to re-sign a lot of the boys, and we're probably 95% there. I think there's only a couple of signatures we're waiting on. And then there was a few areas that I wanted to improve the squad, and one of them was in the front row, and we've gone out and signed Kurt Warden, who's a Newcastle representative in 2015 and a Central Coast rep in 2016, so I've gone and picked him up. Cody Brooks from Central has come on board, so that strengthens our middle there. And in the halves, I think, without being disrespectful to the blokes that played six outside Liam up there last year, he wasn't that well supported, so we've gone and chased a couple of halves, and we've signed Geordie Warboys and also Jake McNamara from the Knights 20s. So we've put some depth in them key positions, so that's a big plus for the squad.
You just mentioned there Liam Foran. What's his future? Is he still up there next year?
Yeah, at the moment he hasn't signed, but from all talks that I've had with him, he's pretty keen to go around again up there, and I'm looking forward to having him on board. He's a terrific player. At his best, he's probably the best seven in the comp, and if we can just deliver that a little bit more consistently, I think it'll go a long way to us being a top three side. So.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of depth too. That's a good thing, in the reserves and that.
Yeah, well, it's something that has been lacking, and that's something that we've liked to add to. So, there's a lot of good young kids there, 19, 20, 21, that have got a little bit of experience now in first grade, and then they're going to knock down the door. So it'll make it a very competitive environment. And some of our older boys won't be able to rest on their laurels. They're going to be getting pushed the whole way. So really want training to be competitive, and hopefully that translates into good results.
Mate, you're a passionate bloke, passionate about your footy, passionate about, I guess, juniors coming through too. I mean, you've coached a few of the junior sides last year. Are you able to still do that, or is it more about concentrating on first next year?
Well, obviously my prime job is to look after the first grade squad, but I think Cessnock's a place where there's only one junior club that feeds into our seniors, so we need to put some things in place to keep them 13, 14, 15, 16 year olds motivated, and obviously a pathway into grade. We haven't got the luxury, say, of Maitland, where they've got 6 junior clubs. We've got the one, and we need to probably do a little bit more and get our feet on the ground in bringing them juniors through, and that's part of my brief up there. That's something we spoke about with the committee. So it's one of those big things where we need to, the money's not there anymore, where you can't just go throwing money around, so we need to be very vigilant in bringing our juniors through.
Yeah, and I guess too, the thing is with the Cessnock supporters is that they'll turn up in the thick and the thin. But what would your message be to the fans to get out there, support the Cessnock Goannas? Because it was only, 2 years ago that you're in the grand final?
Yeah, 2014 we made the grand final. I suppose we just need them to get out there and support us. I think what they'll find is, we'll be a hard-working side. We're going to, we'll be there. We'll be there fighting week in, week out. So hopefully we see some improvement on this year. And I think grabbing some depth in them key positions is probably the key there. I think this year they were a really good side at their best. When there was a few injuries hit, there wasn't a lot of depth there. So we've tried to convert that, and bring some blokes in, and hopefully we work really hard in the pre-season, and the results are there, and the fans can come out and enjoy some Cessnock wins in all 3 grades, hopefully.
How about your coaching staff? Happy with who you've got? Yeah,
it's a little bit of a change. We've brought in Sean Collingwood as a reserve grade coach. He's got a really good record. He was up the bay with Spider, early mid-2000s there, and then I actually played under him at Curry as a first grade coach. So he knows all about bringing the young blokes through and helping them reserve graders transition into first grade. So really happy with that appointment. Brad Hafey stays on board as the 19s coach, and then we'll have John Holland will be our strength and conditioner, and he's tied up the Knights juniors as well. So that's a pretty good appointment. He's a young bloke, loves his work, and he's a personal trainer. He's got his own gym, that sort of thing. So
come in handy.
Yeah, it will come in handy. And then hopefully we'll have blokes like Toddy Edwards and local bloke like Jeff Pine floating in and being involved. So Matty Ambram's another one that I wouldn't mind being involved. So I think we've got a good group of blokes there to help take the club forward, that's for sure.
But just away from Cessnock, how good is the coaching ranks in the Newcastle Rugby League? Not just this year, but next year. You've got Matt Lantry, you've got yourself, a few others. D Noonan, he's back at Lakes. Craig Miller, all got a little bit of Newcastle Knights experience behind them as well.
Yeah, it's great to have Barney and obviously Matt back in that thing. And I thought we were going to lose a little bit there with Dean, not going to do it, but it's good to see that he's come back on board. I've been saying for a while, I can't understand how blokes like Barney and Todd Edwards, who have got great records at this level, don't get a crack a little bit higher up. And that's not for me to say. That's for the blokes down the road there at Mayfield there to make decisions on what they want to do. But it would be good to see a bit of reward for blokes that can come and do a good job at this level, because it is a really strong comp, and it's hard. You're juggling blokes at work, 50 hours a week, and they come and train as well. So there's a lot to be said for blokes that can be successful in this comp, I think. And like I said, blokes like Barney and Toddy Edwards and that have done it consistently, I think should be rewarded a little bit higher up.
Yeah, what about yourself personally? I mean, coaching, has it always been in your blood? When you were growing up, did you always see yourself one day as a coach?
Yeah and no. I enjoyed my time as a player out at Curry, and the body probably started to let me down. That's when I started to think about getting into the coaching, and I've probably done it the hard way. I had to go back and start at C grade all age level, and then just work my way through the grades. So, but I probably wouldn't change that either. That's probably set me up really well to handle a lot of things. So, in terms of I've got no real ambition to coach any at a higher level. I think this is probably my NRL, if you know what I mean. So, it's hard, working and juggling kids and that. But I'm pretty certain that if I can have a long career in the Newcastle comp if I can get some results in the next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Well, it all kicks off in April next year, and mate, not long to go, and Christmas will be here, and we'll be back into it. So when do you actually get back into the head out? Like, you obviously have Christmas off, and then reform, say, end of January, February? Yeah,
we'll probably mid-Jan. We'll probably go back to training. Probably might organise a couple of bonding sessions in November, December, just to
run around the Cessnock round track or the racetrack.
No, there won't be much involved other than sort of getting to know each other and a few beers, and just probably setting up what we want to do once we get back to training, so we're not wasting time then. But probably mid-Jan. It gives us 14 or 15 weeks before the comp, which I think is plenty. I think if we went back too early, you can sort of burn blokes out. So that's the plan at this stage, and we'll just see how we go.
Kate Snowden going to be coaching Belmont South. That's a good little get for them guys.
Yeah, it is terrific. He's another bloke that's going back, and he's going to get involved at his local club, and that's something I did and went back to Beresfield back in 09, and I think it's terrific that he's going to go back there and help them out. I think it's great for the lower hunter comp, and if he enjoys it, there's no reason why he can't keep pushing himself up through the grades down the track. There's no reason at all.
Mate, there's a few rumours around at the moment about the Port Stephens Sharks. Do you see it, obviously the more teams in the comp, the better it is overall?
Yeah, I think it's something that I'd love to see happen. I think they need a side up that way. A lot of kids are going to get lost up there, and they've got the rugby up there to compete with. So I think we need a senior first division team up there. I think it'll even up the draw a little bit too. I don't think that the extra 2 games, even though it was fairly drawn and whatnot, I don't think it's great for the comp where you're playing some teams 3 teams, some teams 2 teams, so 2 times. So I think it'd be just great all round if they can get it off the ground. It's probably not going to happen next year now. It's probably a bit late to be trying to get it going, but hopefully for 2018 they can get back on their feet and get back in the comp. Yeah,
it'd be great to see. Just like this year, how close was the comp this year? How good was it?
Yeah, it's terrific. I think the point system's got a fair bit to do with that, and evening up the comp, and take West out of the equation. Everyone's on about the same spend, so that point system really evens it up. And it's a bit more than grabbing blokes for money now. You've got to recruit the right blokes with the point system and build your squad that way. So yeah, it's great. It's good to have different teams in the grand final and through the 4 grades. I think there was a lot of 6 out of the 8 teams were represented. So I think that's great for the Newcastle Rugby League for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of people outside of the community of the Newcastle Rugby League, they think the players, the coaches, they just turn up, have a bit of a train, have a hit out on the weekend. But as you said, it's a lot more than that. You've got to juggle their personal lives, you've got to get them the training, and then it's a full day on game day.
Yeah, it is, and blokes can't be commended highly enough. I think, especially shift workers, they're working nights and afternoon shifts, and they're trying to find other alternative time slots of training, and that's something we'll be putting in place is a morning group for them up there. And yeah, I mean, it's a big commitment to make these days, but the blokes that do it and do it well, they definitely earn their coin, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they love rugby league, so it makes it all bittersweeter.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's one of the things you've got to have. I think at this level, you got to love the game. You've got to be enjoying it to stay involved. And I know I do. It's not about the money or anything for me. I just love being around the boys and trying to make some of these boys into better players and obviously winning games for their community.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show today, and thanks for everything this year. We really do appreciate it at Bar TV. Making yourself available at the split second some days, and coming away and having a chat and promoting Newcastle Rugby League, and that's what it's all about, mate.
Yeah, no worries, Pete. Thanks for having me, and good on Bar TV. They're doing a great job.